Welcome to Dance Specific Talks. This podcast is made for us dancers, and our goal here is to inspire dancers from all over the world to become better, both on and off the dance floor. We want to provide you with a platform where we dancers can share and learn from each other. So let me introduce to you your host for this podcast, T-zer, and remember as always, by dancers, for dancers.
What's up, party people, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite dance podcast, Dance Specific Talks. Today, we're going to travel all the way to France, but as we are meeting no one else than the Jamaican dancehall dancer, ELLI Don from Flame Team.
Go for them, go for them. Yo, buzz them, buzz them. Yo, see me down uptown flow gang. Free out, man, the it's subliminal. Murder the code and instant decision. Mobster them out, every girl love criminal. Real life killer, real life sinner. Black 45 from C-type beamer. Some got to work and you tree for my dinner. Blood money used by the beat of me in a whole on them thing, Tamil figure. Extortion, miss a chin and deliver. Hey, pussy have to run the food fast. I'm a killer bread shots, I'm a take where you live. Hey, you better don't fuck up, cause you're easy fix. From the client make a payment, we visit. Start up the big bike, the man breeze do it. Who a killer them evil can't reason with.
So what do you need to know about ELLI? Well, he has been a dancer for a long time, which we are going to talk about in this interview. He's been doing contests, he's been judging different battles, competing with different crews. But since he got into Flame Team, he has taken the world by storm, and we are going to ask him all about his dancing journey, but also a little bit about his tattoo journey. Now, lean back, put in your headphones, and plug in, because now, let's get it going. Welcome to this interview, ELLI Don from Flame Team.
Man. Yeah, man.
Hey. This is an honor. This is an honor. I met you for the first time at the notorious IBE in the Netherlands this past weekend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It was a great event, you know. It was my first time seeing an event like this because I've never taken part in the IBE before. But I've always heard of it, you know, from Jamaica. So it's kind of a dream. Just, you know,
It's crazy. I have also never been to this event before. I always heard about it as a breaking event, but I had no idea there was so many styles involved into it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I always thought, you know. I always thought it was just a break dance event.
Yeah, exactly. And this year they had a dancehall category, and you were one of the judges together with Danny and Devante. And how was that experience for you, judging kind of like an all-style battle on dancehall music?
Yeah, it's different. I've judged before. I've judged competitions before, but this is the first time that I've done like all styles. But with my, I guess with a different knowledge of dance and everything, I think it went really cool. So
yeah,
plus the people then bring a difference, you know, a different kind of vibe, and we can see that through the different rounds.
Yeah, there was even like a popping girl coming on there doing everything on dancehall music. I was like, oh, she's gonna do Brook Up or she's gonna stay to popping.
Yeah, man, but she bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, when I saw that you were going to judge, I immediately thought about the Flame Team videos that I've seen out there. But before we go into your actual crew, I would love to just get the listeners to get to know you a little bit better. I know that a lot of these latest years have been challenging, but what is one thing that you right now in your life are most grateful for?
Family, you know, and the fact that we can basically go back to a normal society after the COVID situation. You know, we were all locked down for a long period of time, living like almost like caged animals, you know. So I'm grateful for this, and always family and life, you know. I give thanks for life every day.
Yeah, because you're also a father. You have one daughter, one son, and well, first of all, beautiful kids, man. I see them on your Instagram. What a blessing. How has like fatherhood changed you?
Well, I can say fatherhood made me grow up, you know. I had my son when I was kind of young. So during this time, I realized like I had to be responsible. I had to start thinking other than about myself. You know, I started to think about other people and how to generally get the right things done, yeah, for him and for my family always.
Yeah. And I feel like one of the strongest points that I've seen in Jamaica is that thinking about the others. It's never just about you. It's never just
No,
about your individualistic self. And I've seen it
never. We do it for the loved ones, you know, we do it for the family. You know, man. We never do it for the likes, we do it for the love. Straight.
just like Chronic said. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, man. And you, I mean, we all know that you're a dancehall dancer, but could maybe backtrack a little bit? Like, how did dancehall become a part of your life? And was it a given from that you were a child that like, I'm gonna be a dancer? Or when did that happen in your life?
All right. When I was younger, I I used to do a lot of Michael Jackson, you know, because when I was younger, my hair was really tall in my back, and people used to be like, "Yo, you look like Michael Jackson. Yo, do a moonwalk or do some style of Michael Jackson." You know, through this, I became a big fan of Michael Jackson because he was the king of pop. You know, I admired him, and I used to be into that style a lot. So yeah.
It didn't
General
start with the Jamaican style. It started with something you saw from the States. Yeah.
Michael Jackson, you know. But you know, being born in Jamaica, naturally, well, in my time when I was born, dancehall was already about that. Dancehall was already around, and Jamaica is like where dancehall is from. So I was born into it. So naturally, I heard the music. Naturally, I saw the vibe, saw the videos, and was already into this world. But not sure if I would be a dancer until high school. You know, yeah. So high school is when I started my first dance team, which was versatile dancers. And in this time, it was all about like competition and dance videos and blah 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 blah. So yeah, we always had this kind of vibes, you know. Mm-hmm.
Nice. I remember that it used to be like show contests around Dance JA in
Yeah,
Kingston. Were you ever part of those type of competitions?
yeah. I did On the Verge. I did Tasties. I did Dancing Dynamite. I did so many dance competition back in the time. Yeah, a lot.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. It's different from doing a battle or a clash. Like
Yeah,
when you do a show competition, it teaches you different things. What did it give you?
yes, it's a complete different, you know, because most of the time when you perform in these competitions, you want to do a showstopper, you know, you do things for make the crowd scream for you. So basically, most of the time it was like a team. So it would be me and two other individuals, and we'd always prepare choreos that would make the crowd astonish. And most of the time in these competition too, we don't only do dancehall. We do a mix of different styles. You know, we do a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of break, and definitely dancehall. You know, so it was a different time
Mm.
in that era. You know,
Mm.
yeah,
And winning or competing in these type of events, what could it lead to? What was like the victory if you would actually win it?
yeah. Most of the time, you know, you get recognition. You get a lot of recognition. People know your name, as well as you get a prize money, or you get like phones, or you know, most of the time if it's like young people, because in my time when I was really doing this competition, most of the people that were doing it is like high school kids, you know. And so basically we would get like prize for back to school or something like this, you know. But really good opportunities and like music videos opportunities as well.
Mm.
It was cool. It was really
Yeah.
these competitions.
Yeah, and I've seen that these competitions can even lead to maybe a little bit for the older people that it can lead to contracts with commercials, and
Yes,
suddenly you see dancers like on
yes,
billboards for different
exactly.
products. Yeah.
Hmm. exactly like this. But it took a time before it reached there because, you know, like as back in the time, a lot of people look down on dancers in Jamaica. You know, like when you say you're a dancer, people are like, this is not a real job, or this is not a real thing, you know? So it's now in like the new era, the new generation, the new dancehall that people are like, okay, dance is necessary in what we're doing. And because the people are seeing that, yo, it's not only in Jamaica anymore, it's worldwide now, you know, it's taking over. So yeah, it's a different move now.
For real, for real. And was there like already dancers within your family, or how did your family react when you kind of chose that path?
All right, for instance, my mom was really against me becoming a dancer. You know, she was like, yo, boy, go to school and take your lesson and become somebody in life, you know, become a doctor or a architect or something like this. That was her hopes for me personally, but I always had a passion for art, dance, music, tattooing right now. Yeah. So I always had a passion for this. So my family, they not much of them are dancers, but they like to see me dance, you know. So yeah.
They came around.
Yeah, they came around.
No, but that's the thing, man. I interview dancers from all over the world, and we almost all have the same story when it comes to that. The parents want something financially secure for you, and we kind of always deviate away because our heart wants to go somewhere else. And they usually come around after a while when you're
Yeah,
like, I can actually survive, I can pay my rent. It's not always easy, but it fills my heart, you know.
yeah, yeah. It's a better feeling to know that them with you afterwards, you know.
For
Definitely.
real. Well, so you competed a lot, you were in Versatile, and then what happened? When did Flame Team come into you? Was there a period in between where you
Yeah,
did other things?
yeah, man. There was a period between like, all right, I did like a kind of a break because I had a different I got a good job in Jamaica at one point in time. I was working as a assistant clerk of court or a paralegal, yeah. So I was kind of focused on that for like two. I was working 6 years there, but like for 2 years I took break from dance, and then I was like, all right, I can't stop. I need to continue, and I was back in the streets, and you know, eventually Chin linked me and was like, yo, let's form Flame Team, you know, and from there we met the Flames.
Mm,
Yeah, so it was all of us are like all of the persons that was in the team from at the start were all friends, you know, we all knew each other, but we were all from different teams, and then we came together and made one, you know.
mm. And did you all come from like the same area, or what area did you grow up in?
All right, me come from Kingston, you know, I'm born in Kingston, born Mountain View, you know, Jubilee Hospital, downtown Kingston. But east side of Kingston is my place. Yeah. So like Harbor View, Bull Bay, Windward Road, Rockfort. I've been to all of these places in my life, you know. Lived in all of these places in my life.
And the other Flame Team members, were they kind of also linked to that east side of downtown?
Yeah, there all right. For instance, Chin is from like St. Catherine, you know, Bagwalk. And couple of the members are from there as well. But most of the time people always came to Kingston. So because of the dance and the different competitions, as I told you, we always got the chance to link up, you know, parties and all of these things. So we knew each other from these places and these competitions.
And
Yeah.
it must have been pretty brave to like go. We were all in different teams, and then you come together, you're all friends. But what
Mm-hmm.
was the vision for you to create a brand new team? Because we all know it's a struggle. It takes a long time to get yourself out there, to create unique
Yeah.
moves. what made you do it, and what was like the push for all of you to be like, no, we're gonna have our own?
All right, basically, we have good people. I can feel the energy. Like me, I think I'm a spiritual person, and when him came to me with this idea of creating Flame Team, when Chin, when Chin came to me with this idea of me joining the team, I was like, okay, all right, so why not? Let's just do this, and eventually, I think it will reach the skies. So first of all, in anything you're doing, you have to have belief. So I had belief in this from the start. Yeah. So I never doubted it.
And when you picked the team members, was it like, we're gonna have only pick the smooth people or the explosive dancers, or was it something that was like specifically important dance wise for you?
No, say when the people, as I told you, most of the people that are in the team are just our friends. So basically, it's just people who we genuinely feel like our brothers. Because if, for instance, you can't be around somebody that you're not genuinely feeling good around. So all of us were linked like this, as family, as brothers. So it made it easier to pick, and it wasn't generally about who was the greatest dancer or something like this. We just generally pick people that were our friends, real friends. Yeah.
More of a spiritual connection, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can dance.
And can dance, of course, of course. Because you, like, for people who don't really know dance hall, like, you really need to be synchronized. Like, it needs to look like you're one body when you do the moves. And at the same time, when you do the steps, you're also supposed to be doing them uniquely also, to put your own flavor to it.
Yeah, of your own flavor. Always have your own flavor.
So when you...
I say never try to impersonate in dancehall. Always try to be your own self, show your own flavor, your own vibes. Always. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you are then creating the steps in Flame Team, do you have a specific process? Does it start with like you're hearing the song and you like vibe to it and then you create a step? Or does it start with one of you coming up with a new groove and then from there you all collaborate? Or how does it work for you when you create new?
It works in many different ways, like you just said, a couple different type of ways it happened, and it happened in these type of ways also, but generally, like, for instance, if I am creating something, it's just like you hear good music, you're dancing, and from there you find a flow, and you realize that you're creating something new and something different, so this is how the steps are generally created. Then we will send it like in the team, in the group chat, and say, yo, how this look? Is it good? Should we bin it, or should we? And from there we can take it and put it out in the streets,
Yeah, and how is it in the group chat? Is it harsh? Is it honest truth?
We're brothers, so we're not afraid to say need to work on this, or it's not good, or yeah. So yeah, we generally tell each other the truth.
Yeah. And also, when you are like a team that come in on the Jamaican dance scene, you have all the parties, of course, and there's a lot of the times where I don't know if it's like this still, because it's been a couple years since I was in Jamaica last time. But I remember, like, on Top of Monday, like, the certain crews are standing on certain spots.
Yeah, man.
Was it like you were friends with a lot of teams first, so you could like get your spot, or was it just your pure flavor that brought you into the spotlight?
No, well, I've been dancing. Me personally, I've been dancing since middle school era, So I knew a lot of the dancers from a longer time period, Generally, like, people knew me from before. As I told you, like, back in the time, I used to do a lot of commercials and a lot of advertisement. I was on a couple billboards, and so generally people knew me from a longer time. So yeah, in the party, I don't have a problem with anybody. You know, everybody know me, and I can say hello to everybody. Although dancehall is a controversial world, you know, it can be a battlefield, but at the end of the day, me and everybody is cool.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, man,
Yeah,
because
man.
then you can do your art in peace because there's a lot of dramas
Yeah,
that can happen.
yeah, man. Yeah,
And
good man.
yeah, yeah, I'm very happy to hear that. And so Flame Team are starting to create their steps. They are getting more synchronized, you're getting more recognition.
Mhm.
When did you decide to start having members of the team that were not Jamaicans, and why?
Okay. Well, we never had a discussion that we wouldn't put non-Jamaicans in the team, you know. As I told you, it's people that we generally feel a certain energy from that we will give an invitation, you know, to the team. And as we said, we're all family. So most of the people that joined the team that was from overseas, Devontae was in the team at one point in time as well, you know. But because of school and etc., he had to take a pause from dance, as well as we have we have Mexicans, two Mexicans in the team, and we have a couple of females in the team as well. But generally, these are all family for us, you know. It's like Flame family.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your own wifey is also in the team, right?
Mm,
Lily is her name, right?
yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I can imagine that it's also different to have the women representing the team as
Um,
well.
it's a normal thing, man. It's always been happening, you know. It's all from Flame Team was created. We have always had like a family, you know, Flame family. It's just recently now we were like we separate the family and say, yo, there's one team, one dream. It's our motto, so we want to be exactly like this, you know. So no Flame family and Flame team. We just have one Flame team, one dream.
Oh, and I can't wait to just hear a little bit about what is the dream? What is the dream? Because I mean, you already are traveling, you have international workshops, you're invited to international events. Now, what is like the next for you dream wise?
My dream is to reach a level where dancehall and myself can be fully comfortable, you know. If we can put it in a certain if I'm gonna talk about myself, my aspirations is that I want to make it in life for my family, you know, so they can live a better life than I had before. And
Mm.
that is my goal. But if I'm gonna talk about my goal towards dancehall and dancing, it would be that probably eventually from dancing I can open my own studio, my own flame studio, and this would be our brand, you know, and as well as to make people know that they can learn dancehall here, authentic dancehall from Jamaicans. We will always have different type of Jamaicans passing through and giving a different type of vibe and sharing the culture and the knowledge, you know. That is one of my dreams towards.
And would that be in Kingston? Would that school be there or in Europe? What do you think?
I want it to be franchise, so I wouldn't want it to be in one place. I would want
Mm.
one in Jamaica for sure, and definitely one in Europe. Other places to be to come soon.
I love it. I love it. And we cannot also forget the artistic side. You are also a tattoo artist. Tell
Yeah,
me just shortly a little bit about that. Have you always loved drawing or how did you get into tattooing?
yeah, man. From a younger age, I've always been drawing. I've always had a knack for sketching cartoons, and you know, always been drawing this kind of thing. And from high school, I got really good grades in art. I was like the first in my class. And from there, I was like, okay, I need to, after school, I was like, I need to do something with my art to make some money. And people were giving me brainstorms. And this is how they came up with like tattooing. And I was like, okay, why not? Let me try this. And from there, I started to tattoo on my friends, use them as my crash dummies. And, and then from there, you know, I built my reputation to where it is right now.
Nice, nice. And where are you actually located right now?
I'm in Milus.
Oh, and do you do tattoos there too?
Yes, it's Line Tattoo Gallery.
Ah,
Really a nice shop in Milus.
oh, nice. Amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. And I see that your team members are also having tattoos, so I'm assuming that maybe you have something to do with that.
Yes, definitely. And
Hey,
at one point in time, the people were calling me the tattooist for the dancers, you know, because I was tattooing so many dancers.
I love that. I love that. So that's also for the people who is listening. They have to find you wherever you are. Who knows? Maybe you will do combinations on dancehall events. Bring your tattoo.
Yes, you know, I've done this actually one
Oh,
I went
really?
in Marseille.
Wow. How did it go? That must have been like,
It went really well, you know. I did my workshop, and then in the evening we had a tattoo session for basically almost all the people that were there. It was really cool.
wow, that's amazing. I think that could be really cool. I started to see a lot more pop-up tattoo in the clubs these
Yeah.
days, like parties, clubs. I was like, oh, damn, people
Wow,
actually do this.
that's cool. That's
That's
cool.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, we talked a little bit about your artistic journey. We talked about your team, but also your own. Now, for people that, again, maybe don't do dance hall, that are trying to understand this very unique style, what would you say is the reason why you stay in dance hall? What is the spiritual reason that you keep going? Because it's not easy. You could have chosen any other thing to do in life, but you chose dance hall. And if people wonder why did you choose it, and what is it with dance hall that keeps you?
Okay, like for me personally, it's dancehall is a way of life. It's a part of me. I have love for it, you know, and it's a way of showing and expressing myself. And I will always be doing this, you know. I hear the music instantly. I want to dance. So for me personally, dancehall is everything. It's plain and straight like this for me. Yeah.
And what would you say for people that wants to become better in dancehall when it's not that easy? What do you think is the hardest part for people that are maybe not Jamaicans to learn dancehall? What is the hardest, most challenging part?
The thing is, you have to just we have to realize it's not a really challenging dance. Anybody can do dancehall, you know. The thing is, what you have to have is feeling. And once you have feeling in anything you're doing, you know, like a motivation towards it, then it will come naturally, you know. And the thing is with dance, it's practice, you know, muscle memory. So the more you work on it, is the more naturally the natural it becomes, you know, to even do this type of dance. Yeah. With dancehall, you know, it's not really so tack, 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 tack. You have to be exactly like this or whatever. You know, you just go with your groove. And that's why you can see, like, you can see from a group of dancers, even though they're in a team together, that even when they're put together, you can see, you can pick this one and say, this one have a different type of vibe when him dance, and this one have a little bit more flow, or this one have a little bit more groove, or, you know, because everybody have them own flavor. And this is how we use it and express ourselves.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dancehall, man.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a very special thing from a very small place, and it's, as you say, it's taken over a huge part of the world. We have now dancehall dancers almost everywhere, from Africa to Japan to Mexico. Where do you think the future of dancehall will go?
Well, for me, I want it to go everywhere, you know. that is my dream. I want it to be, I want everybody to grasp this, you know, and actually get the chance to enjoy it as well, because there's so much to enjoy from it. The music is crazy, the dance is crazy, you know, and it can only give you good vibes, because this is what we say. We preach this, good vibes, you know? Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like dancehall is so explosive in so many ways. And when you talk to Jamaicans, they're so calm, like yourself. Like, I cannot believe you are the same person on stage, off stage. It's very much like, yeah, it's only good vibes when we talk. And then on stage, it's like crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we have to just kick in the different. We have to know how to change the moods, you know. When I time for flame, I time for flame.
Yeah. No, but I am so excited to follow your journey, like a lot of us. And in the end of my interviews, I always have something called fill in the gaps, where I start one sentence and you end with one word. Are you ready?
All right. Go.
All right. As a teacher, I always try to give my students
Knowledge.
when I step on stage, I want the audience to feel
Good.
the good vibes come back. Yes. If I could describe Flame Team with one word, it would be
Flames.
jam. Jams? Did you say jams?
Flames.
Flames. Oh, of course. I should have thought about that. And when I judge a battle, I always try to look for
Musicality.
Love it. And if I could shout out whoever I want in the world, it would be
My family and friends. 100%.
Bup, 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 bup. Thank you so much. This has been an honor. I can't wait for people to go in, follow you if they haven't seen you before, that this story of yours can be now forever archived. And, you know, who knows, maybe we do an interview again in a few years where some of these dreams have already hit. So I'm wishing you all the blessings. If people want to follow you, which platform should they go to, and what is the name they should search for?
Yeah, man. Thank you. All right. My Instagram is ELLI DON, ELLI.DON.flame.team. And that's my dance page. And you can also follow me at my tattoo page at ELLI DON Tattoos, ELLI.DON.TATTOOS.
Boom. I want everyone to go in and follow. We're going to link everything in the description below. And Ellie, can't wait to see you and finally take a workshop for you next time. Not only see you as a judge.
No, flames, manners and respect.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Don't forget to click subscribe, comment below, and give us a rating or review. We have a Facebook page, YouTube page, and we are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and all the other podcast platforms. We also have an Instagram, so don't forget to tag us in your favorite episode and share it with the world, because we read all of it.